somebody can talk to you, treat you any kind of way, disrespect you, and still have access to you or your resources, they will immediately lose respect for you. People are always sizing you up, especially man, woman, doesn't matter what. Boundaries, standards is what people respect. And I think a lot of people make the mistake because a lot of people have been indoctrinated to be people pleasers. And that's why when I talk to men, I talk about being in love with your own company. I talk about self-esteem. I talk about self-mastery. It's a journey, a difficult journey for each one of us, even as men. Sometimes we have to learn that many of our actions and behaviors are self-disrespecting, and how we allow people to have access to us who don't treat us a certain way. And that's why I always ask the question. If I'm having a conversation with a man or somebody say, well, she did this and she did that. She did this and she did that. And we've all been through this. The first question I ask is, why is she so comfortable doing what she did to you? You see that dude over there? Does she do that to him? Nope. Why? Because she knows there's a consequence for it. Or why does he feel so comfortable saying what he's saying to you? He don't say to that dude over there. Why? Because there's a consequences. And a lot of that comes down to your actions and reactions, because people are observing you and how you react to people. And many of times it's a silent behavior, your silent behavior, silently just walking away. That's why you don't see a peaceful life on panels arguing with a bunch of freaking chicken heads or community, whatever, specimens, or women or feminists or ball busting feminists. Because I don't give a rat's ass. Let them wild horses run free. And I talk about on this channel, sometimes the answer is none of the above. Why are you so afraid of saying, screw this shit, and let them, all that shit, let them survive on their own. Just don't take part in none of that crap. You can't be, I can enjoy the life I got right now for years by myself. Maybe I'll consume a little bit of pre-owned, maybe once a week or so, but that's about it. I don't need to be in a relationship to feel validated or secure. And this is what we talk about. I think part of that too is it's a mental battle with men, internal struggle, where you build a level of discipline. I know I like a little bit of fasting every time. Sometimes when you fast, you go for like 2 or 3 days without eating. It really helps build that discipline. I don't do it often now, but when I used to do it, because it's the emotional thing. And the idea is, why do you feel the need to be approved so much? And we talk about self-esteem. That's why I get into all these game coaches and these PUA guys, that goofy shit. Ultimately, how you feel about yourself is going to expose you. Everything is tested in the field. It's not a theory. You got to be able to perform under pressure. You ever heard the thing, practice player? That dude who looked like an all-star in practice, that Doug Christie syndrome for the Knicks. In practice, he's a beast. In the game, basic. He still was good, but don't get me wrong. But you put him out in the game, and dudes crash under pressure. I remember even when I was overseas, dudes tell me, look, he brought this one young lady over for a night, and in the morning, she was laying in the bed on TikTok, not finding some way to make her ass useful. So I asked the question fundamentally, did her ass get brought back again, or did you get rid of her ass and get something new? Don't tell me, I know what she did. What did you do in response to what she did? Get rid of that shit. Again, the motto of this channel is very simple. I don't need no box. I just need me some money. Sex ain't nothing but a memory. I ain't never seen a woman in this world that's so beautiful that I can't get rid of. There's some dude around the corner that can't stand her ass. Sex ain't nothing but a memory. And that shit shouldn't be having no power over you as a grown-ass man. Period. And that all comes down to how you feel about yourself. No game in this world going to erase how you feel internally about yourself when you're alone and you look in the mirror and you see the person looking back at you. Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable with being 2 years, 3 years alone? Are you comfortable with taking none of the above? And that's really what it comes down to. Why give access to people that don't respect you? Easy. And what are you afraid? What are the deficiencies that you're afraid to lose the approval of others? What is it? Is it the money? Is your bank accounts too low? You have to compromise your values, your belief systems, your manhood. You need to save more money. You compromise yourself for money. You compromise yourself for what? Access to pre-owned box. Boxes at an all-time low. They sell it everywhere. They certainly don't have any self-respect. And I always talk about, God, how can you think you're going to get something out of a woman? Women don't even like themselves. They don't like it. They hate each other. You're talking about you trying to get value out of a human being that looks in the mirror every day and picks themselves apart. They don't even feel good about themselves. What do you think they're going to give you? Other than some comforts at night. They don't even like themselves. They hate each other. And you talk about a creature that has some of the lowest self-esteem on the planet. They don't even wear their own face. Look at me. Call me whatever you want to call me. Old, bald, Gary Coleman looking like dude. But it's still me. It's me looking you straight in the eye. There's no AI. There's no bullshit in these videos. This is who I am. Because I just don't give a rat's ass anymore. Especially as 51-year-old guy. You want to find a guy that don't give a rat's ass about certain shit? You found him. Trust me. I've held my tongue for a lot of years. Just watch the shit around me. And watch goofiness. Because I don't really have to participate in that stuff. And that's why the answer many times is none of the above. Why do you feel you need to compromise certain things to be where? To be in whose life? To be a part of what? And that's the fundamental message of this, that it's always about how you move in reaction to the disrespect or the environment around you. You know, and it's a silent thing. Access is important. When people see that they're going to lose access to you, they start thinking like, I better not say this or say that or do this or do that to so-and-so or Peaceful Life. Because that dude, I said this shit in front of him and he ain't talked to me in 6 months. Yeah. Goofy shit. And I told you about that one thing what that dude did to me, that dude did online when he was wishing mothers Happy Father's Day. Man, I ain't never talked to that dude no more. I never told him anything because I thought he was a goofy. I don't mess around with community-minded matriarchal males. If I see you have the spirit of that matriarchal culture, I'll just silently just don't talk to you. Or even disrespectful women. Could you imagine me on a panel? As soon as a hyena gives me pushback or start talking nonsense to me, you're crazy. I'll be like, see you guys later. Goodbye. Because why? Why would I have a debate with women that I don't give a damn about or don't value? It ain't under my leadership. It ain't a family member. It ain't any woman that I'm interested in. So why would I be arguing? When you argue with women on these panels, you're saying that you value them. You value them so much that you will argue with them, trying to get them in alignment with your ideology, your plans, your mission. You want to get them in alignment? Ignore them. Just let them crash out in peace. Don't talk to them. Don't give them no energy, no attention, no resources, no access. Just walk past them like they don't exist on this planet. That will get their attention if that's what you're interested in. But having conversation with them tells them that they're valuable. And they're valuable for what reason? What are you trying to get out of them? Pre-owned? And highly used, vigorously and viciously pounded out guy number 110 pre-owned? That's what you're trying to get? That brings value to your life? That's why you arguing with them, because you value access to them? That's what you're telling them, that you have low value as a human being. That's why you're arguing with them. You're trying to argue them into what you value when they're nothing of what you value. Why are you trying to argue with somebody who doesn't want to be a certain thing? They don't want to be that. So let them do it. Just don't bail them out. When they crash out, like, oh, okay, looks like you crashed out. Tough luck. You know what I mean? That's just terrible things happen to people that are hard-headed. And why is that your problem? You know, not like That's their problem. You can only control you, is the point I'm trying to get to. And that's where a lot of dudes mess up. The thing about it is, and we all, even I, struggle with self-mastery sometimes. It's a difficult journey. Self-respect, self-mastery. And you focus on your own. You look at the man in the mirror. The solution to most men's problem is the man in the mirror. It's not women. It's not anything else. It starts with the man in the mirror. How do you behave in your daily actions and activity? Are you a people pleaser? Do you compromise your values all the time to get along with people? That doesn't mean you have to go back and forth with them. Silence. Sometimes you observe, silent. Let them figure out what you're thinking about. You think a peaceful life does a lot of talking off YouTube? No. You see me walking in the park, I'm very courteous to people. Good morning. How you doing? Good morning. But I don't over communicate with people because right off the back, I size them up. If their value systems are different or whatever else, which is normal and whatever else, I don't try to, sell anything. For what? I just exist and live life on my own terms. And I think what happens inevitably, and I see even with the brothers in relationships, who suffer the death of 1,000 cuts, the disrespect starts with increments, which is they do certain things to you and you go along to get along, and that elevates to a different level of respect because at the end of the day, they still have access to you and everything that you do. And I know it's a difficult challenge, especially with people that have kids and other responsibility. And I think a lot of the time, it's a silent move you have to make as a man, and even the one brother I was talking to, he was keep telling me about what, a certain woman in his life was doing. And I asked him, well, you know what? No, don't say nothing. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get up every day and start pouring into yourself. Get in the gym, getting your money, start taking better care of your health, start doing things, managing yourself, going getting your checkups, going to the doctor, doing things for you. Still take care of your responsibilities, but pour all the energy into you and see how quickly attitudes change towards you. That's what you do. Every day. Keep that new box look in your eyes like you're a man that can get some new box and new panani. That's what you got to do. Not saying you should do it. Every day, get up. Pour into you, your passions, your hobbies, your pursuits, your self-development. And see how that person's attitude will change towards you. Because that person now looks like, well, shit. This dude right here, he might be gone. And that's the way the attitude changes. If you beating up your gum, oh, why you treat me this way? Why? Man, nobody take you serious. What make people take serious is when they say, this dude's about to be out. And he's about to deny me all the access and emotional currency. Or if that person's an emotional parasite feeding off your energy, you're about to take that away from them. Because people usually that are disrespectful to people are emotional parasites. They feed off of your mediocrity or lack of self-esteem or self-worth because they can get the energy and value out of you without having to give you anything in return or live up to any standard of decency and respect. So they get free emotional energy out of you because you have no requirement of reciprocation because of the way you feel about yourself. You're probably just happy just getting some pre-owned box. And then I can just do anything to this man and he not do anything in return. He don't have any standards. He don't have any value. He's just going along to get along, to keep the peace, living in this swamp of mediocrity. And that's what happens. And then guys get trapped into that cycle over and over and over and over and over again. And then you become the bitch of the house. So, I mean, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. But I see the cycle all the time. Dudes walking around like droids, got their balls clipped. They've lost respect gradually over time. And now they're just a shadow of themselves walking around. They've lost it. And they just do anything and say anything just to try. The more you try to keep your peace, the more respect is lost. And that doesn't mean, like I said, it's not about going back and forth with people or being disagreeable. Sometimes the silent exit or the silent refocusing, rechanneling your energy to your own self-development, self-improvement, self-mastery, the things that you do for yourself. And that's why I talk about on this channel passion and hobbies, purpose, if anything. And no matter where you go in this world, there's no utopia for a man that doesn't love his own company. There isn't. So if you find purpose wherever you go, you'll always have a focus and something to keep your mind occupied that's about you and how you feel, and the things that matter to you. And that's where we go with this channel. And again, I can create all these dating and relationship psychological mind game of how to manipulate a bunch of birds and low self-esteem damaged women. Why would I do that? Why would you do that? See, I'm comfortable telling women the truth because I'm not afraid to lose access to their punani. For what? See, a man has to play games with women. It's because he lacks the ability to have optionality in his life. He doesn't have any power. You play games with women because you have no power. What is a woman going to tell me? I can't have none of that punani? But punani's everywhere. It's a damn infestation of punani. It's like punani reading from the skies. What are you scared of? You losing some box? What type of mediocrity have you developed your life to become? Where you have to compromise your manhood just to have access to some pre-owned sickness, mental health issues. Why do you have to lie to them? For what? Who the hell are they that you have to lie to them? Why are you lying to women? Get your goofy ass out of my... Why are you lying to women? Grown-ass man. Why are you gaming women? You tell me you're such a loser, a bum, especially an old dude like me talking about game? Game? I'm almost half a century old, over half a century old. Game my ass. You don't put a smile on a peaceful life face. You might as well just put me on a missing person carton. You're not gonna see me anywhere. I ain't gonna game you. I'm gonna look you right in the eye and say, I'll be seeing you around. And my ass is gone. Because what are you gonna have from me? A memory. That's all you have to take from me. Sex ain't nothing but a memory. You're just gonna take some box? Take your box and carry your ass. There's 1 billion openings in this planet. Billions of it. So anyhow, moving right along. And I think that's the mindset mentality you got to get. Who plays game with a creature that don't even like their own face? I don't understand these guys. It doesn't make any sense to me. Who has that energy and time? Time is beautiful, man. Time is today is the youngest you'll be for the rest of your life. A peaceful life doesn't have time to play game. Do I understand female nature? Do I understand all this stuff? But there's not enough time in the day. It's only 24 hours in the day. Imagine me taking time that I could be fixing something, building something, making something, repairing something, to go game some woman. The hell? Who the hell has time for that bullshit? Nobody. You know how much creative things I could do in a day? Yeah, anyhow. Time is precious, man. I tell you. And the older you get, the more you realize how fast time goes by. And grown men don't have time for no game shit. Half of these guys that talk of that game shit have some low-ass self-esteem. Basement dwellers. Losers. The guys that are really good with women don't fucking time to be playing no games with no women. They're just indifferent. They really are. They're just indifferent. And the women sense that, like, this dude really don't care. In terms of, he don't care about losing my punani. And they respect him. They're like, this guy right here, I better not play games with him. And that's really it. Really. That's it. But anyhow, I'm about to take my walk this morning. Nobody respects people that tolerate a lot of bullshit and still allow access to their life. Self-mastery and it's a process, working process. I do it every day, go through it every day. And it's something that you have to focus on because we've all been indoctrinated to be simps and people pleasers. Um, and it's a difficult thing. It's like almost like you have to reprogram the programming in your own heart and mind and be comfortable walking away, and more importantly, comfortable being alone. And I don't, like I said, on this channel, we don't talk about relationship, single, don't make a difference to me. I'm pro peace, anti torture, pro winning, anti losing. So whatever one floats your boat, but everything you have to do is operate in respect. Because if you're not operating in respect, your life itself is mediocrity. No matter how much money you make, no matter how much success you have in life, if you're not operating from a position of respect, you know, none of that shit is worth anything, because you're never going to feel good about yourself. Anyhow, peace and blessings to you, gentlemen. Make sure you hit the like button. I got to get my walk on for the morning. I'm out. Hey, guys, if you want to support the channel, there's a Cash App link in the community post, and it's down below the description. In case, you know, at the end of the day, keep the channel going, keep the content going. I'll pay the bills on the channel, and we'll keep it moving. I'm out.